Hey guys, I'm Wayne, Lawnside Safety. Today's video is going to be on inspecting tires on tractors and trailers. So we're going to show the back tires on this tractor. We want to start with ABCs. We're looking for abrasions, bulges, or cuts. We're looking on the tread, the inside wall, the outside wall. If you have anything that comes to question, you can always pull into the shop and ask a mechanic. Looking at the tread depth, we're going to make sure that on a drive tire, we're a minimum of 2/32. These treads are very good. A little indication is the wear mark, which we can find generally in between the treads. You can see they're a little closer on this inside tire. We're trying to inspect as much of the tire that we can see, okay? You want to make sure there's no screws, bolts, treads are tearing or missing. Most of our tires on the back are retreads, so sometimes they can start to separate at the seam. We want to keep an eye on that. And then you want to work your way down to the rim. So when we're down here looking at the rim, I like to start by finding the valve stems. We got one going in and one coming out, and they both have valve stem caps on them. Now we look at the rim. We're looking for any cracks, welds, rust, but more or less the lines of rot. I'll show you that in a second. Then we want to check our lug nuts. Make sure every one is tight. There's going to be 10 of them. And we're also seeing if there's any rust streaks. That's an indication that they're coming loose. They may not be hand loose, but they're starting to back off. Then you want to come to your hub. Make sure all 8 bolts are tight. Look for any leaks. There's nothing on my glove. We have no leaks. After all that's inspected, I check for tire pressure. Now, if you really want to get accurate, you can use a tire pressure gauge, but I like to use my polished, sturdy work boot. So I'm using the heel, not my toe, and just get a solid kick. And you're listening for a nice solid boom, boom. If it feels a little bit like a dead sound or a dull sound, or it feels soft to the touch, pull into the shop, let them make the call to change the tire, or it just needs air. If you don't want to use your boot, use a tire thumper, a hammer, or even your pin puller. And you can give it a nice hit, and you're looking for a nice solid rebound sound. So to come up here to the front steer tire, usually we start with the front tire, but we're doing this video a little backwards, keep you on your toes. But again, we look for the ABCs. Abrasions, bulges, and cuts all the way around. Front tire, minimum tread depth, 4/32. Remember, the rear tire is 2/32. Sidewall, rim for any cracks, welds, or dents. Valve stem cap. Check those lug nuts. Make sure they're all tight. There's 10 of them, now you know. And also look for any rust streaks. That would indicate that these are starting to back off, even though they are hand tight, but they're starting to back off a little bit. Hubcap. Check it for the oil level. These are the style hubs where we can check the oil level, and if it's low, below the minimum line, pull in the shop, get that checked. And check for any hub play. And truthfully, if you feel hub play with you shaking it, don't take it, get it in the shop, get it checked. So now I'm going to show you a trailer just to kind of show you about rust. So here's a wheel that we tend to see lately with some of our rental equipment is rust. So when we're talking about rust, when we're seeing surface rust, or maybe the paint's been kind of flaking, but what we're really looking for is rot. So this is rust that has the paint flaking or powder coat, but when I'm poking on it, it's solid. If I'm really unsure, I can hit it with my pin puller or maybe my tire thumper. But all in all, if you're questioning this, Again, pull in the shop, let the mechanic make the decision. But we're looking for rot more than just rust. And this style hub on these trailers, a little easier to see on this one. These are filled with grease, and we can't check the oil level, but if you're seeing any grease slinging all over the wheel, the seal's going bad. So that's about what I have for tire pre-trip. You know, it's what we're trained. It's very important. We don't want tread tire falling off. That could kill somebody on the road. It's going to stop us from making service. So it is very important to take the time and inspect them pre-trip and post-trip. We really appreciate you watching. See you on the next one.